Hello, hello, hello. That was quick. Son of a guns. They done shut me down. But not a problem. Me like the Energizer Bunny. Me take a licking and keep on ticking. All right. Welcome to Chat with Madam Whipass. Destroying the image and legacy of Michael Jackson. I just had to play on the other channel before YouTube shut me down. Michael Jackson, who probably was the age of 14. They said he was 11 at the time, singing the song Ben. And then I just wanted to play one Jackson 5 cartoon. That's all I wanted to do. But YouTube ain't having it. I was just feeling a bit nostalgic. And I know in the title, it says fuck 'em. And for those of you who are new to Madam Whipass and to the channel, I need to take you back in my childhood so you can understand I am not a bona fide hater of Michael Jackson. They say there's a thin line between love and hate. But understand, nobody on this planet loved Michael Jackson more than Madam Whipass. Do you know how many girls I beat the shit out of because they said when they grew up, and I'm talking about when I was 8 years old. One of my friends, yes, she was a friend until she looked at me and said when she grows up, she's gonna marry Michael Jackson and cook him breakfast. I punched her dead in the fucking mouth for that shit. Not only that, how many ass whoopings? Well, it wasn't many, it was only one, and that's all it took for my mother. But the one of the two worst ass whoopings I ever got from my mother was because of Michael Jackson. Picture this. It's 1972. I'm 5 years old, okay? 5 years old and in love, completely in love with Michael Jackson. Don't tell me that children don't know, they don't fall in love and all of that stuff. I was in love with Michael Jackson. So much so, one day I decided I was going to call Michael Jackson because I was in love with him and I wanted to talk with him. So I pick up the phone and I'm just dialing random numbers in hopes that I will dial straight to Michael Jackson's heart. But I get the operator. Hello? I'm trying to call Michael Jackson. Well, this is the operator. This isn't Michael Jackson. Well, can you call him for me? Can I want to talk to Michael Jackson? Well, no, I can't call Michael Jackson. And then you shouldn't be making calls trying to call Michael Jackson on the phone. She hangs up on me. Oh, fuck that bitch. I dial again, right? I get the same bitch. Hello, I'm trying to call Michael Jackson. Okay, honey, this is what we're going to do. You give me your phone number. I'll call Michael Jackson and I'll give him your phone number and he will call you. Oh, you will do that, lady? Yes, I will. Now, what is your phone number? See, they didn't have call ID back in those fucking days, right? 779-2979. What is it again? 779. Okay, hold on, slow down. Say it again. Repeat it again, okay? 779-2979. Just so that I make sure I have the right number, 779-2979. Is that your phone number? Yes, it is. It really is. That's my number. Please tell him to call me. I will do that for you, honey. Hang up the phone. I'm sitting there just knowing Michael Jackson gonna call me, right? The phone doesn't ring. Now, being that I'm 5 years old, my attention span was pretty short, don't you think? So I go off back to my room and I'm playing with some truck. And next thing I know, my mother's standing in the doorway of my bedroom. You are on the phone trying to call Michael Jackson? Yes. I am downstairs working and you up here playing on the phone. Next thing I know, she pulls out the belt. She got me by my left arm and she is whooping the shit out of me and giving me a lecture at the same time. That little motherfucking nigga got enough money to fill up the whole fucking world. And I'm down here working and scuffling and bustling and trying to make ends meet. And you fucking up here calling some little fucking Michael Jackson running up my fucking phone. It seemed like she whooped my ass for an hour and left me sitting on the floor in the middle of my room, sobbing with a sore ass. I will never forget that ass whooping. But you know what? It was worth it because I got my ass beat over Michael Jackson. And that's why I'm 51 years old today and never forgot that ass whooping. That's the closest I could ever get to him, was an ass whooping from my mother. So when I tell you I loved Michael Jackson, I loved Michael Jackson. When I used to go to the Harlem School of the Arts, around the time when Thriller came out, I was in acting school. Used to go there on Saturdays. It wasn't a high school, it was an extracurricular thing. I used to travel by myself from East Elmhurst to 145th Street. Met a kid there named Cravatius, who looked and dressed like Michael Jackson, wore the red jacket and everything. Jerry curl, the glasses, the one glove. I made him my boyfriend. So, I said all that to say, as I go further along in this video, when you hear me say, fuck them, when you hear the anger come out, understand the place it's coming from. So, there's a documentary out. HBO is putting it out. It was in the Sundance Film Festival. I'm hearing a lot of reviews about it. It's really picking up steam. Eventually, it's going to be on HBO. Not only do I feel like fuck Michael Jackson, fuck those men who have contributed to this documentary, fuck HBO, because Michael made HBO a whole lot of money with his concerts. I think he has the highest ratings ever in HBO history. And this is what you do to repay him. This is what you do. Fuck you, HBO. So I'm not really just angry at Michael, as you will see as I go further into this video. These boys, well, they're men now. Wade Robinson and this other one. I know for sure Wade Robinson testified in the Michael Jackson trial and emphatically stated that nothing like that ever happened. I think the other young man testified too. And now they are, Wade Robinson since 2011 or 2013 has been trying to get money from Michael's estate. And I guess if he couldn't get money from his estate, he's going to find a way to make millions. And you know what? Wade Robinson would have never made those accusations, he would never be doing this documentary if Michael Jackson was still alive, because he knows damn well he's lying, and he would never be able to look Michael in his eyes, in his face, and say these egregious things about him. He can only do it now that he's dead. He don't give a fuck about the other Jacksons. What they think and what they feel doesn't matter, because he's only after money. I can't help but to think of a quote from one of my favorite plays called The Little Foxes. And one of the characters says, "There are people who eat the earth and others who stand around and watch them do it." The little foxes. And what that means is there are wicked, evil people do the most atrocious things, victimize other human beings, oftentimes for no reason. But most of the time, it's over money. And there are other people who stand around and they see what's going on. They see who is who, what's what, and who is not. And they watch them do it. We see that shit happen here in these YouTube streets. So I came across this article. Jesus. It's Leaving Neverland, 5 Shocking Moments from Michael Jackson Sexual Abuse Documentary. After a week of turbulent anticipation, Dan Reed's Leaving Neverland made its Sundance debut at Park City, Utah's Egyptian Theater on Friday. Moments before the screening began, festival director John Cooper informed the packed house that healthcare providers supplied by the state of Utah were standing by to offer counsel for those distressed by the film's explicit descriptions of sexual abuse. The precaution was not unwarranted. Reed's film follows 2 accusers, Wade Robson and James Safechuck, as they describe intense and graphic acts they say Jackson committed against them, as well as those they say the pop icon coached them to commit on him. Robeson met Jackson through a Sundance competition at age 5 and said the sexual abuse began when he was 7. Safechuck was cast in a Pepsi commercial starring Jackson around age 8, and the alleged abuse began after months of close friendship. Jackson consistently and wholly denied any wrongdoing when alive, saying he would never hurt a child. There were many difficult moments in the nearly 4-hour screening. Here are a few that jumped out. Warning, some of the following descriptions are graphic. Mock wedding. Safechuck said Jackson wielded his own childhood interests against him during their relationship. At the time, a preteen, Safechuck had an affinity for jewelry. Jackson would take him to various stores and luxury counters and have him sample different accessories. Safechuck said Jackson would tell salespeople that the gift was for a woman, but Safechuck's small wrists and hands were helpful for sizing. Jackson purchased a gold band lined in diamonds for Safechuck, the latter said, and gave him the gift in a mock wedding ceremony. The pair crafted their vows together, Safechuck said. That sounds like they took a page out of Bishop Eddie Long's book. Fuck out of here. Love faxes. At the height of their friendship, as Jackson's relationships with young men were often called, Jackson bought Robeson a fax machine. It was hot tech in the late 80s and allowed Jackson to send yards of messages that read like love notes or the fan mail of the smooth criminal singer was accustomed to receiving. I love you, little one faxed note allegedly from Jackson to the 7-year-old dancer said, make me happy and be the best. Similar notes were shown in a rapid fire montage and included drawings Jackson did of himself as mementos for young Robeson. The living room would be covered in faxes, Robeson's mother, Joy, said in the film. I'll read that again. The living room would be covered in faxes, Robeson's mother, Joy, said in the film. I want to know why it wasn't a problem in the 1980s, Mama Joy, but it's 2019 and now it's a fucking problem. Now you're taking issue with it, right? Neverland was a giant bed. While many to this day paint Jackson's spread Neverland Ranch as a testament to childlike spirit and a personification of his once absurd wealth, Leaving Neverland gives a different kind of tour of the famed space. Virtually every structure on the grounds had hideaways with beds or privacy nooks. Safechuck said, at the height of Jackson's alleged abuse, they used many locations around the ranch where Jackson would molest him. This includes a locked private box in Jackson's movie theater that used one-way glass so no one in the theater seats below could see inside. Neverland's train station had a hidden attic with a bed. One section of the flat yard was lined with teepees. Both locales were sites of abuse, said Safechuck. Oral sex games were played in the pool and jacuzzi. The list goes on, and as the photos of each location ticked by, disgusted groans in the theater grew louder. Destroying evidence? A few years after Jackson's highly publicized 1993 child sex abuse case, the singer reconnected with 14-year-old Robeson, who said he'd experienced a considerate growth spurt and was then as tall as Jackson. Still, the sexual abuse occurred one last time, Robeson said, as Jackson rehearsed for his History World Tour the following year in 1997. He invited Robeson to a Los Angeles hotel in their first encounter in years and attempted to anally penetrate the 14-year-old, Robeson said. The act became too painful and Jackson relented, he said. Y'all gonna believe that Michael Jackson really knew what to do with his dick other than grab it during a performance? He invited Robeson. Oh, okay. The next day, a private secretary of Jackson's demanded Robeson come to him right away at the LA Dance Studios where rehearsals were taking place. Robeson said Jackson asked him what happened to the underwear Robeson was wearing during their night together, and that if any blood was on the garment. Robeson needed to get rid of it. Robeson complied and indeed found his underwear bloody. He disposed of them in his condo's garage dumpster. Does this make sense to you? Okay, let's process this. Robeson, 14 years old, meets Michael at a Los Angeles hotel where Michael tries to fuck him in the ass. It doesn't work. The next day, a private secretary of Michael demanded that Robeson come here right away to the LA Dance Studios. There, Michael says, what happened to the underwear you were wearing? And was there any blood on your underwear? And if there is, you have to get rid of it. So Robeson goes and finds the underwear that he had wore the day before and sees that there was blood in his underwear. This makes sense to you, huh? I'm not even going, I'm moving on. Figure it out yourself. Drills. Safechuck said in his early years, at the height of the alleged abuse, the superstar created a series of fail-safes to avoid getting caught in the act. Bells lined the series of doors leading to Jackson's master suite walk-in closet where a blanket would be spread on the floor and the doors shut, he said. Safechuck also said while on tour or traveling the world, he and Jackson would have drills of getting their clothes on as quickly as possible. Is this the end of the story, of the article? There's no conclusion? That's it? That's it. Leaving Neverland airs this whatever on HBO. That's it. That's all to the story. Well, you know what? I'm not going to watch it. Not interested. I think it's all bullshit and lies. And from what I understand, one of Tito's sons, one of them from the group 3T, and it's the one who had partial custody of Michael Jackson's children. He, co-parented with Catherine Jackson. I think it's that one. He is now setting up a GoFundMe because he wants to create a documentary telling the truth about his uncle Michael Jackson. Now, I don't know how much he is asking. I'm scared to research that because I'm already pissed off that he's asking Joe Schmo and Michael Jackson's fans for money to do a documentary. We are talking about Michael Jackson's nephew. Michael Jackson's estate is worth over $1 billion. Why does he need a GoFundMe? Michael Jackson's 3 children get something like $18,000 a month in allowance. Why is he asking for a GoFundMe? His aunt, you know who his aunt is, Janet Jackson. The chick is worth like $250 million or even $1 billion or whatever. But you're going to need donations from average Joe Schmo American people, fans of Michael Jackson? Really? I wouldn't send a fucking dime. Get it from the estate. What about your royalties from your little 3T music videos and albums? You got to take out a GoFundMe? You know what? You looking to line your own fucking pockets because the music is there. Your daddy is still touring with the other Jackson brothers. You need to take out a GoFundMe. Your daddy ain't even, the Tito ain't even gonna give you any money. The Jackson brothers, Janet, Latoya, all of them. You know what? Everybody is out to get money in this situation. That's what it's all about. And you know what? The reason why I say fuck Michael Jackson, because he did it to himself. And I touched on this in a prior video about, look, the man removed himself as far away as possible from being identified as a black man. Yes, I know he had vitiligo. Yes, it makes sense that he should have gone more lighter than darker. But did you have to wear white people's wigs on your head? You couldn't find an afro wig or something that resembled black people's hair? You couldn't find a black woman to have children with? Ain't none of your seed in any of those children. You deliberately plan to leave your legacy, your estate, your fortune. You knew what you was worth when you was alive, and you damn sure knew what you would be worth once you were dead. And you made sure every dime will go into the white community. Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you. Fuck everybody who's trying to destroy your image and your legacy. I don't give a fuck. All those years in the 80s and 90s, I would watch and see him traveling the world with little white boys, doing the most fantastic things, going to Disney World and paying for Disney World to be shut down the entire day, so you and your little white friend can have the most magnificent fun. I've watched you go to Manhattan and shut down the FA or FW Sports toy store. They covered all those big New York Manhattan windows with garbage bags so you can have privacy and run around the toy store playing with toys with your little white friend. And in those days, I used to sit back and wonder, how come I don't ever see him doing this stuff with little black kids? Why are you always doing this with little white kids? But I tried to be open-minded. And I just, brushed it off. Again, this is the man who loved all the children of the world. He even left it so that a part of his estate is donated, money donated to charity for children, sick children, which is a beautiful and noble thing to do. But you love all children of the world except for the children in your family. They wasn't even worthy to leave $1 a month to each and every one of them. Even those who haven't even been born yet. Not even a damn dollar a month. Let's say you got 32 nieces and nephews and grandnephews and great grandnephews. Let's say it's just 32 of them. $32 a month from your estate. You didn't see your own fucking flesh and blood worthy to receive a damn dollar every month for the rest of their lives. But you're going to take care of all these white people, right? Fuck them. whatever happens to his image and legacy, it is what it is as far as I'm concerned. Which I really don't think much is going to happen. People are still going to buy his music. People are still going to listen to him. And being that these are all lies, one thing Michael did say is that lies, they run sprints, but the truth runs marathons. Y'all can keep trying to convince the world that he was a pedophile and he did all these things to children. You can make as many documentaries as you want. But you'll never be able to erase that gift of talent that that man had. You'll never be able to top the records he has broke and still remains number one in. You'll never be able to do it. Your race will never be able to produce that Jackson magic. It will still reign when all of us are dead and gone and there's a whole new group of people born into this world. That Jackson magic will still reign. You don't have the power nor the energy to destroy that. Michael Jackson is the best to have ever done it. When he was created, the fucking mold was broken, and we'll never see another man like that. So I don't buy your bullshit lies and the evil and the wicked shit that you were doing to him. And a lot of other people don't buy it either. You can't tell me that 14 years ago, I don't know how old Wade is. He might be close to 40 by now. I don't know. But at whatever age he was, you can't tell me that you'll sit and testify emphatically that this man never violated you. You never felt uncomfortable around him. And now all of a sudden, it's because you want fucking money. You're evil. You're doing wrong. And the money you make from this documentary, it's not going to serve you any good. Because when it's all said and done, you'll go the route of Geordie Chandler's father, who put a bullet in his fucking head a couple of months after Michael Jackson died. Because he knew he set up, blackmailed, extorted, and tried to ruin that man because he wanted millions. And he got 20 millions for his son or so. But when it was all said and done, he couldn't live with himself. He couldn't live with the guilt, and he took himself out of here. I see you two going down the same route. Evil never wins. And the evildoers, while they're doing all this evil, slandering people's names for no reason, most of the time, trying to destroy the image of other people, you always lose in the end. While you're doing it, you might think you're getting by. You think you're getting by when you get the check from this documentary. You think you're getting by when you take that money and you buy yourself a fancy house and new cars and going on vacations and stuff. Yeah, you're going to feel like you're getting by, but I promise you, when it's all said and done, you're going to pay for it. And you're going to know it wasn't worth it. This is Madam Whip Ass. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out.